A reading from the first book of Kings. Naboth, the Jezreelite, had a vineyard in Jezreel besides the palace of King Ahab of Samaria. And Ahab said to Naboth, "Give me your vineyard so that I may have it for a vegetable garden, because it is near my house. I will give you a better vineyard for it, and if it seems good to you. Or if it seems too good to you, I will give you its value in money." But Naboth said to Ahab, "The Lord forbid that I should give you my ancestral inheritance." Ahab went home, resentful and sullen, because of what Naboth the Jezreelite had said to him. For he had said, "I will not give you my ancestral inheritance." And he laid down on his bed, turned away his face, and would not eat. His wife Jezebel came to him and said, "Why are you so depressed that you will not eat?" He said to her, "Because I spoke to Naboth the Jezreelite and said to him, 'Give me your vineyard for money, or else, if you prefer, I will give you another vineyard for it.' But he answered, 'I will not give you my vineyard.' His wife Jezebel said to him, Do you now govern Israel? Get up, eat some food, and be cheerful. I will give you the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite." So she wrote letters to in Ahab's name and sealed them with his seal. She sent the letters to the elders and the nobles who lived with Naboth in his city. She wrote in the letters, "Proclaim a fast and seat Naboth at the head of the assembly. Seat two scoundrels opposite him, and have them bring a charge against him, saying, 'You have cursed God and the king.' Then take him out and stone him to death." The men of his city, the elders and the nobles who lived in this city, did as Jezebel had sent word for them, and just as it was written in the letters that she had sent to them, they proclaimed a fast and seated Naboth at the head of the assembly. The two scoundrels came in and sat opposite him, and the scoundrels brought a charge against Naboth in the presence of the people, saying, "Naboth cursed God and the king." So they took him outside the city and stoned him to death. Then they said to Jezebel, saying, "Naboth has been stoned, he is dead." As soon as she heard that Naboth had been stoned and was dead, Jezebel said to Ahab, "Go, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give you for money, for Naboth is not alive but dead." As soon as Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, Ahab set out to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite to take possession of it. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
The responsorial psalm, "Lord, listen to my groaning." Lord, listen to my groaning. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Give heed to my sighing. Listen to the sound of my cry, my God and my King. Lord, listen to my groaning. For you are not a God who delights in wickedness. Evil will not sojourn with you. The boastful will not stand before your eyes. You hate all evildoers. Lord, listen to my groaning. You destroy those who speak lies. The Lord abhors the bloodthirsty and deceitful. For you bless the righteous, O Lord. You cover them with favor as with a shield. Lord, listen to my groaning. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "You have heard that it was said, 'An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth.' But I say to you, do not resist an evildoer. But if anyone strikes you on the right cheek, turn the other also. And if anyone wants to sue you take your coat, give your cloak as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go also the 2nd mile. Give to everyone who begs from you, and do not refuse anyone who wants to borrow from you." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
We know that the gospel was meant to be the message of truth and justice. And here we hear something from the mouth of the same Lord. We hear something that is obviously an injustice. I say to you, do not resist an evildoer. If anyone strikes you on the right cheek, turn the other also. If anyone wants to sue you and take your coat, give your cloak as well. Should we really be so naive or even support injustice? And we know that even in the modern time, in the church, there was that movement of the theology of liberation and all kind of movements in the past. We had Catholic unions and all those attempts to make the justice with our means or with our hands. Now, what the Lord wanted from us? Did He want us to give everything up, or to in some way to tolerate and support injustice? No, it is not the intention of the Lord. That we have to live first with that concept of faith. Yes, the Lord is there waiting for us at the end of the life. And actually, no matter what we gain and what we lose in this life, we came naked to this world, and we will naked return to Him. And all our riches or all our treasures of this world will remain in this world, and all we will have for the Lord is the obedience, the faithfulness to Him, and our love for Him. So it is. It really does not matter what we gain in this world, because it will still remain here. But there is one thing that is hidden a little under the surface of these words, and it is not to be discouraged, not to be scared, or not to be paranoid when something goes wrong. And it is. I will just start with a simple example. That we see, and we see also failing terribly in our time. We have the couples that get married and promise eternal life and all those beautiful things that the people promise the day of the wedding. But then there is some kind of conflict, and we hear that yes, that's enough. I had enough, and I don't take it anymore. And I will divorce. I need a divorce. I cannot stay this anymore. And here we are in that practice that yes, to receive or to be struck in one cheek. So yes, it hurts, and it already happened. But then when we are not able to take risks and start to live again, we are dead. And that's the problem. That sometimes after that first blow, we think that that's over, everything is over, everything is lost, and I don't have any more chance. And that's what the Lord does not want. He wants us to live with freedom and with hope. And He Himself takes care of the compensation. Even in this world, that each of us has to have some experience that yes, we may have lost something, but we have also gained in other moments. So we have received so many gifts from the Lord that we cannot be ever grateful enough for them. So it is not about our survival, that we survive, but it is about that courage to live even after we lose something. And it is about that capacity not only to forgive what we say sometimes in the words, but really to start again. And it is that offer the other cheek. It is not asking you, hit me again. That the Lord does not say that. That turn the other also, that yes, you have hurt me, or you have done something wrong to me. That I still hope that it will be better. And especially in some close relationships, like in the family, in the marriage, yes, we are vulnerable. And if we want to protect ourselves, just saying, oh, that's it, I don't take anything anymore, we cannot live with it. And that's what I was saying, that it means death. So the Lord is teaching us not so much to seek some injustices and to seek the suffering. It is not to seek it, but yes, we have to accept it that yes, it is a risk of our life. But without that, we can never live and we can never achieve anything. We have to take those risks. Those risks that yes, something or even some promises and some noble gestures from the past may not last, and as we take risks. And what we have ended, it is quite easy to see it. I was speaking about the marriage at the beginning. We see that today so many simply don't want or don't dare to take any risks. And so we have so many who just don't get married and don't dare to get married, and they think, no, it is too dangerous with this one, with that one, and it is no, that I don't find anybody that will be suitable for me. And it is exactly that, yes, we have seen, and we came to the point not only that we have received a blow in our face and so in our cheek, and we don't offer the other cheek. No, we have seen that someone else was hit, sometimes even long ago. And then so we are scared. No, I won't show my cheek. I don't want to lose. And then we see the results. That's today so many. And I use just one example, that's marriage and the commitment in the marriage. But we see it even in other areas, that we simply don't dare to take our risks, don't dare to live free. And one of the characteristics of our time is the so-called insurance industry. It is a mugging system that the highway robbery that they try to get us anywhere. That just a few days ago, a few weeks ago, I have read that Canadians who travel from one province to the other should get the travel insurance because the other provinces don't cover the healthcare system of one province does not cover the attention in the other province, and so we need the insurance. So finally, we will need the insurance even to sleep in our own house. Actually, yes, they insist on that, and banks are forcing us to have an insurance. And we also will need an insurance to set foot on the street and for everything. Why? No, because we simply don't know how to live with risks. And can we live without risks? Is the insurance solving something that human insurance, so I mean that the highway robbery system that we have around us, is it helping? No, it is not helping. And it is just taking advantage of those fears, of that paranoia that is present, because we simply don't want to take risks. It spreads even to our human and social life. I am terribly offended when I hear those some stupid people who say, "Oh yes, I want the controls at the border. I want the controls at the airport. Yes, I prefer to be searched and abused. So I just want to be safe." Can we be safe because of those controls? We have seen that every time someone has attempted to take something through those controls, it always succeeded, and now those controls are really worth nothing. And it is really offensive to even to our human existence and dignity that yes, I want to be safe. I give up all my rights, all my dignity. I want to be abused, so that I want to be safe. It is yes, I don't want to show my cheek. And so we need to see it again with the eyes of faith. That yes, in this life there will be always some moments when we will be struck, or when we will lose something, and that's part of the human life. But we cannot be discouraged and say, oh yes, that's enough, and from now on I don't want to take anything, I don't want to risk anything, I want to be safe. We cannot be saved. we cannot be safe with our human means. And if we want to live, yes, so we have to go freely back to the life, and say, okay, if someone wants to harm me, he cannot stop me or to prevent me from living. And we have to be courageous enough to say that, yes, I am here, and I want to live my life, and I live it fully. And it does not matter that there may be some threats or some risks. On this weekend it appeared, it was in National Post in Southern Ontario, an article. It is about Linda Gibson. Linda Gibson is an old lady in Toronto, who started, I don't know, some 20 years ago. She went with a sign against abortion close to the abortuary. It is a terrible offense in Canada. Happily, we don't have the death sentence, but that she was sentenced to jail, and so she went to the jail, and then they released her from the jail, and that same afternoon she was in front of the abortion clinic again with the sign, and they arrested her again. And so the heroes, the policemen there, they always come with several police cars to face that old lady, and so they dragged her again to the police station and to the court, and again to the jail. And so she spent during the last 20 years most of the time in jail, so in the police cells. She was free maybe for 15 days at all. And just lately they released her from the prison, and she was back in front of the abortion clinic, and so they arrested her again and dragged her to the court again. She was appealing to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court does not want to hear it. And the article in the National Post was saying that it is interesting that with so much criminality on the streets and so much delay in the justice, there is always a court ready to deal with this old lady that has never harmed or even touched anybody. She just stands there with a sign. But yes, it is the disturbing, terribly disturbing message that, yes, she does not blow back. She stands there, and she's able to show the other cheek. And there are cowards and real criminals who take advantage of this, and they want to scare us. And yes, we can make it with this lady, and so you better be scared, because we can abuse you as well. And sadly, yes, most of the people just seeing this don't dare to show their face. And now, can we live with this? Because it is not about abortion only, about protesting in front of the abortuary. It is about the general way of life and our dignity and freedom. If that lady cannot freely show on the street without violence, without any scandal, if she cannot show up there with a sign against abortion, how far have we come in this country? And what is left to us, that if that is punished with prison, so what is left from our life? And yes, she is, I would say, a shining example of someone who is able to turn the other cheek. She is a real illustration, good illustration of this this gospel. That she goes to the jail. She is released, and she goes there and she shows another cheek, in the hope that one day someone will understand and won't arrest me. But she still knows that her call and her great mission in her life is to be witness for life. She seems to be a loser, and we could say, can she change something? Definitely in that big economy of the history of the world, she is changing something. And she will survive. That Canada that is sending her to jail, that Canada is condemned. Sorry, that's the law of the history, and the truth always prevails at the end. We have seen much more powerful states and imperiums, and we have seen them disappear. I was born during the thousand years Reich. And yes, it was unbeatable. The whole world was trembling in front of it, where it is now. I was grown under the eternal paradise of the socialism or communism, where it is now gone. And now, when we think that there is some other power in this world that can go along the way of injustice and win over the truth and over the virtue, no, there is no such a power in this world. And so the Lord is teaching us. It is for our private life. And as I said, in the marriage, in the family, among the friends, neighbors. That yes, we have to learn even to receive some strike and turn the other cheek, and we have to do it also in our public life, in our witness for the truth, for justice, and for faith, and yes, that risk means that yes, we can receive even that second strike. Yes, it is always there. That if we turn away from it, we won't live.